Okay, Shalom. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. All right, double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone, those of GMS. Salutation, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, people of Negro and Indian descent, and Israelite foreigners, and Aquathers humbling themselves. All right, 800-year-old prophecy predicts U.S. war with Iran before COVID pandemic ends. That's not no basis of this video, but something caught my eye, something big time, which, pretty much they don't realize it, but they're like almost acknowledging they know who Edom is. You know what I mean? They coming out with it without saying it. They say these things without actually necessarily saying it. Um, what scripture is that? Um, which mentions the covering cast. All right, which are their lies and their deceit. Which includes the renaming of the nations and not none of these nations knowing who they are. Can't remember which book in Isaiah that was in. Yeah, I know that was in. I could have. Yeah, I know it was Isaiah. Let's see if I can find it. 'Cause I want to read this. Just get down to reading this article here. You know what? I can always just look it up. But I'm more than likely and positive that was Obadiah. I want Obadiah. I'm gonna need Obadiah in a minute. I'm not sure if it said covering cast or not, but let's just go down to the book of Isaiah. There we go. It's Isaiah 25. All right, but let's go back to the article here. Where's she at? Okay. An ancient text say the United States will be drawn into a conflict involving Iran and Saudi Arabia. Well, you know what that is by biblical prophecy. Okay, 800-year-old prophecy predicts the U.S. will go to war with Iran before the coronavirus pandemic ends, which we're praying like hell that's going to happen. That's going to happen, sooner than later. We're hoping and praying like hell it's going to happen this year. We're hoping within the weeks, be honest with you. A lot of things going to have to take place, but everything that has to take place can take place over hours and days anyway. Because the power is in this devil's hands to implement everything that we're waiting for, the major prophecy, which is mainly is that RFID chip, which is going to be implanted, which is going to be an implant into the people's arms and whatever technology they have that's going to be implanted into people's heads. Because the RFID chip, the chip that's going to go in the hand it's not the same chip that's going to be implanted in people's heads. All right. And the source is based on precise methods to reveal a code in the Holy Book of Torah and claims a month before the pandemic fades, a global conflict involving the United States will break out between bitter enemies Saudi Arabia and Iran. World War III, obviously. It also claims that the fighting will bring great strife and darkness into the world. All right, I'm trying to get to the point. The version of the events is revealed in Yalkut Yeshuyal, a book published in 1939 based on a section of the Yalkut Shimani, a compilation of Jewish commentary on the Bible believed to have been composed in the 13th century. The text reads, Rabbi Yitzchak said, in the year that the Messiah will be revealed, all of the leaders of the nations will be provoked each other, will provoke, and talking about the Messiah will be revealed. Like, we don't know who the Messiah is. See, they're looking for something else. They're looking for Satan. That's what the world doesn't know, that these is people that call themselves Israelis, these Edomites, they're actually waiting for Satan, or some evil deity to reveal itself. They're not waiting for Yahweh Shai at all. So you got to get that straight. They can care less about the Yahweh Shai. All of the leaders of the nation will provoke each other, which that's what's going on now. The king of Persia will provoke the king of Arabia, and the king of Arabia will go to Edom to receive advice from them. So who is somewhat of an ally to Saudi Arabia, which Saudi Arabia is actually Ishmael. Those are Ishmaelites. All right. So who's allied to Saudi Arabia? America, So Edom, which this is deep, check it out. Arabia will go to Edom to receive advice from them, and the king of Persia will go to destroy the entire world. And how the hell can Persia destroy? They ain't got the power to destroy Iran or Iraq. They don't, they got some military power, but they're not even a military might in all reality. You hear, you hear uh, generals of the U.S. generals speaking on how Saudi Arabia is not prepared for no war. You know, you can have all kind of guns, just like these simple-minded niggas in the hood, but they don't. How we joke how they hold it's not even a joke how they hold the gun sideways. You can see these niggas ain't ready for no war. And it's the same thing with a lot of these nations. They're not ready for war. They even speak on Israel is not really ready for a major war. The state of Israel, even with they have possessions of nukes, they have F-35s and so on, massive military power, but they're not ready for no war. And this is from the mouths out of these generals. So how the hell is Saudi Arabia is going to just go and destroy the entire world? When Saudi Arabia is not even a nuclear power. Anyway, I'm blabbing. Anyway, and the king of Persia will go and destroy the entire world, and all the nations of the world will shake and panic and fall on their faces and feel contractions like those of giving birth. And Israel will shake and panic and ask, where will we go? Obviously, they're jacking the scriptures out of the Bible. And the Most High will sway to them. My children, do not fear, because everything I did for you. Why are you afraid? Don't be afraid. The time has come for your redemption. Let's slide on down some more. Okay, here the point. Persia is modern day Iran, and the ancient kingdom of Edom is sometimes used to refer to the U.S. or Western culture in general. So there you go, beating around the damn bush. Beating around. They don't want to come out and say it. We're the head of these America, who's running America, are the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, which we know, especially through biblical prophecy and history, that America is modern day Rome. It takes on the same characteristics of the ancient Roman Empire. Gods, its Senate, its um uh even prosecutors itself. How the word prosecutor, it goes back to how they were used back in ancient Rome, and the Republicans and the Democrats, which I can't remember the name. I know I have it somewhere under my notes. There's some notes I have. Let me see if I can find this real quick. These damn demons harassing me and bugging me. Saturday, the whole damn world act like it's time to party, Here we go. America's Republic. I think this is it. And Democrats, same as ancient Rome, the tradition dictates that patricians and plebeians should be strictly separated. So there we go. The same thing, man. We're living in that same time. So again, like I was saying, America is nothing but the Roman Empire reborn. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Same shit all over again. There's nothing new under the sun. Scripture says there's nothing new under the sun. So anyway, okay, it's referred to as USA or Western culture in general. The prophecy said that Saudi Arabia will try pull hard to pull the U.S. into its conflict with Iran. Well, you know what? It's going to happen. Ezekiel 38 chapter. It's going to happen. And I know their goal is to actually change prophecy. There ain't a damn thing they can change about these prophecies that's going to happen. Ain't a damn thing that's going to happen. But what came to mind was the book again, Ezekiel the 38th chapter. I'm not going to read it right now. Where's she at? Get this Jeremiah 50, because I'm just going to read a quick thing in Obadiah. That's all I want. Um, 50, Jeremiah 50:9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows, which those arrows represent missiles, with thermonuclear warheads. All right, their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. All right, okay, the prophet said it's okay. A blog deciphering the text written in Hebrew said it shows that the war between Iran and Saudi Arabia will take place before the plague of coronavirus will end. And they could be using this plague itself as a cover to help bring in something much bigger, which we already know that's a fact. They're using this crisis. Never let a crisis go in. Never let a crisis go. I forgot to say it. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So the book of Obadiah says, the book of Obadiah, Shlok it, Jeremiah 50:10, and the Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyed of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sour confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. And that's Great Britain. Behold, the hindermost parts of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Okay, put yourself in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. So, the prophecy is definitely that America is going to be destroyed, and definitely the prophecy says that the so-called white man, the Edomites, which this article mentions, Edom will be going into captivity, will be going into slavery. Because the rightful heirs to the throne, Yahweh Shai, and then the elect be up under him will rule this world in righteousness. In righteousness, man, the whole world gonna be at peace. You know. So anyway, that just caught my eye how they gonna mention Edom as sometimes referred to as America or the Western. It's kind of funny, man. Anyway, Shalom.